Today, I want to go over 5 tips for adults or for anyone wanting to learn how to play the guitar. These are 5 really crucial tips, I think, that will help you in the beginning to get the right start when you start learning how to play the guitar. The very first tip I want to give to you, and again, I don't think a lot of instructors put enough emphasis on this, but is to get you a good quality, easy to use electronic tuner. When you're first starting out, your guitar not being in tune will be a big hindrance to you in trying to learn how to play. You have to have a guitar that's in tune. I recommend getting one like the one I'm using here. It's the little Snart SM1 electronic tuner. What it does, it just clips here on the headstock. No, you just clip it right here on the headstock like this. And what it does, it feeds off the vibrations. Like when you hit the string, it feeds off the vibrations, picks up, shows you what string you're on, and whether it's flat, sharp, and when it's in the center, it's in tune. Really easy to use. I have another video here if you want to see how it works. You can see the video here on my YouTube channel on how to use electronic tuner tuning your guitar. But be sure that they're very inexpensive. You can find them in your local music store. You can order them on Amazon, which is where I actually ordered this one. They're very inexpensive, but they work real well. And there are a lot of different types of tuners. You can spend a lot of money on electronic tuner. This is all you need. Something like this. And I would advise getting one that works off vibration, because if you're in a room with people talking or other instruments playing, a tuner like this picks up off the vibration. It won't pick up room noise. So a really nice quality, easy to use tuner. Number one thing you need. And each time you sit down to play, be sure tune up, get it in tune, get it ready to play. Very, very important. The second tip I have is make sure your guitar is the proper size for you, the right guitar for you. When you hold in the guitar, you don't want a guitar where it's big and bulky for you, and you can't get around hardly to strum, and the neck's too long or too wide. You want something that will fit your body size. So if you haven't bought a guitar yet, be sure when you go to look for a guitar, get something that fits you, you're comfortable with. Not one that's too big or too small. Something that sits in your lap, just like I'm holding this one, that feels comfortable for you. That's very, very important. It doesn't matter if it's electric or acoustic either. If you want to start out with the acoustic, that's fine. That's what I started with many years ago. Been playing one ever since. But if you feel like you want something a little smaller as far as the body size, a little easier to play, start out with the electric guitar. Much smaller body, strings are much thinner, the strings are closer to the neck. So if you haven't bought one, maybe look at electric guitar. That's always an option. But get a guitar that you feel right with, you're comfortable with. You don't want to have to be have one like this, tilted at an angle, trying to look over, see what you're doing. Because you want to have the guitar upright like this. So you want the guitar to be comfortable and right for you, to where you can have it strumming and still be able to finger and get your hand around the chords properly. So that's very important. Get a guitar that you're comfortable with. Number 3, always have an extra set of strings. When you're practicing, occasionally you will break a string. And if it's on a weekend, a lot of music stores open just partial hours on Saturdays and Sundays. Some are even closed. So if you're sitting there practicing or playing with your friends or have your little band playing and you break a string, you don't have a string to replace it, That's it until you're able to get the string back on the guitar and play it again. So always have a set of strings. I recommend first starting out to get a light gauge set of strings. They come in different thicknesses. You have the heavy, the medium, the light, the extra light. So when you go to ask for a set of acoustic guitar strings or electric guitar strings, I'd recommend asking for a light gauge set. You could even play an extra light gauge. The extra light gauge makes it much easier on your fingers if you're playing acoustic steel string guitar. But again, light gauge is what I would recommend. But again, if you want to make it easy on you, you can even play extra light gauge. What happens is you lose a little bit of your volume. The lighter gauge string you use, you lose a little bit of your volume and of your tone quality. So keep that in mind. And a lot of people say, well, if I get an electric guitar, I have to have an amp. No, you don't, because the electric guitar has enough sound to where you can play them without an amp to start with. So you don't have to invest in the amp to start with. Just invest in the electric guitar if that's what you choose. And you can play like that until you get started. Then you can buy you a little small amp later on. But going back to the extra set of strings, very important. And get a good quality set of strings. Just like guitars. The better the string, the better the sound's going to be. Okay, number 4. Alright, once you've kind of honed your skills, you know some chords, find some songs that you know, songs that you like. Find some you get excited about, songs you want to learn, songs you want to learn to play. That's really important because you're not going to have incentive to pick that guitar up and practice every day if you're playing songs that you're not interested in. You don't get excited about. So it's very important to, after you learn some chords, 2, 3, 4 chords, find some songs with those chords in it, and start playing, learning the songs. That is really important. When you're first learning guitar, I always suggest learn guitar by playing songs. They go hand in hand. So that's really important. Okay. The 5th thing I'm going to talk about today, you won't hear this mentioned very much by many instructors, because leaving your guitar in the case when you're not practicing, most people think that's a good place for it, and it is. It will protect your guitar, it will keep the humidity correct, and you keep your guitar really looking good. But the problem with that is that old saying, out of sight, out of mind. So what I would do is buy a guitar stand. Those, again, very inexpensive, will not cost you a lot of money. Take that guitar stand and put it in a room where you spend quite a bit of time. I would recommend maybe a bedroom. And have it, sit that guitar stand in a prominent spot where you know it's there and you can see it every time you walk in. Don't put it next to an exterior wall because the heat and the cold will affect your guitar. Keep it away from an exterior wall, but just away from the wall, 3 or 4 or 5 feet is fine, and in a place where you can see it. That way, when you walk in the room, you're going to think, oh, I need to sit down and play my guitar. If it's there visible all the time, you'll be much more apt to pick it up and play. And when we're talking about playing, I recommend at least 10 minutes a day, at a minimum, 10 minutes a day. You can progress at a pretty good pace if you go 15 to 20 minutes per day. But the idea is to pick that guitar up and practice. Practice every day, just a little bit. And you will learn how to play. There's no question about it. I've never run across anyone in my 40 years of teaching that did not learn how to play If you really have the desire, you can learn how to play guitar. Okay, I think that's it for this lesson. Let's go play some guitar.